This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Well, today is the big day, everybody.
Yes.
Well, not only is it a good day, we're also revealing the winner of our Sandals Resort.
I'm so
our
happy
giveaway.
for somebody.
Me
That
too.
makes me so happy.
Me too.
I don't know who it is, but somebody's going to be really happy today. It's a beautiful thing.
It really is. It's our all-inclusive stay at any Sandals Resort you want. The winner will be revealed today, so stay tuned for that. I also have that as my ringtone. Just kidding. But wouldn't that be great?
That was old school, yeah.
Let's get started. It is almost Thanksgiving, and as many as 55 million Americans gear up to travel for the big feast, lots of people are worrying about a new guest at this year's table. It's the popular weight loss drug, like Ozempic and Wegovy. These drugs are hugely popular, and they're changing the waistlines and eating habits for millions of folks. So why are people worried? Well, according to the Wall Street Journal, it comes down to questions about what people are eating, what people are not eating, changes in people's appearances, and an explanation for why. Finally, if and how much people are drinking. So what do you think of this, and how do you handle these types of questions from family members? Erica, what if someone asked you a very personal question? Oh, you look blank.
Well, I used to get this when I competed in fitness competitions, and people would just, well, have you been eating? Are you eating? You know, like, people get really concerned about things that really don't have anything to do with them, but I think it also is a projection thing. Like, do you think how you were before wasn't good enough because maybe that's how I identify? So it's a weird dynamic. The thing I'll say about the drinking, no one, for any reason, should be asking anyone why they're not consuming alcoholic beverages. This is something that is very bizarre, and I think also it's a projection thing as well.
Yeah.
It's about, well, so you decided not to drink anymore for whatever reason, whether it's a weight loss drug or you just decided that you didn't want to drink. Do you think ill of me because I still do? So
Right.
I think a lot of times when people ask people personal questions about that, it's because it's personal to them.
That's a great point. Jeff, what if someone said something personal to you? What would you say?
I think everyone who's at my house could ask me whatever they want. You know, this isn't a work event. I think what we do here and people, how they act at work, are very separated for how they talk and associate with people within their circle. So if someone's like, hey, Jeff, you look great, or if someone walked in my house and I thought they lost weight, hey, you look great, that's a compliment to me. Whereas if you said that in a workplace, it could somehow be offended. And if my buddy who I went to college with and partied all the time with wasn't drinking, and I said, hey, Tom, what's up? You don't want a beer? What? Oh, cool, man, what happened? Oh, you had this, but I would like to have a deeper conversation of why he did. And I hope he'd have that trust in me to tell me what happened, whether it's health reasons or something scared him or whatever it is. That's the kind of people I hang around with. So if you're like tiptoeing around a dinner table, maybe they shouldn't be at your dinner table.
Interesting.
That's a great point.
All right, well, there's another dinner conversation that a lot of folks dread. Politics. Woo! Okay, according to I'm like, my family will only be talking politics. According to a new poll, more than half of Gen Zers are opting to skip family gatherings altogether to avoid uncomfortable disagreements. Speaking of which, one woman on TikTok has gone viral for her hack to prevent folks from bringing it up. Let's take a look and learn.
I have a solution for you. Announce at the beginning of dinner that anybody who brings up politics in any way, shape, or form will be seated at the children's table and be responsible for entertaining the kids for the rest of the night. That should keep their mouths shut.
Wow, I wonder how the kids at the table feel. They're the punishment for Thanksgiving? Like, you have to go sit with them?
I'd rather sit with them than that lady.
I know. It's like,
Yeah, I'm being honest.
I am too.
Yeah.
Yes, anybody with
Because
that.
because I don't like your ideology, I have to leave.
Right. Or,
Again, I shouldn't be there in the first place.
it's just, look, I think that these things will work themselves out. Your presence anywhere is your final statement. So, like they said, if people are opting to skip Thanksgiving, you're letting Grandma and Grandpa know, I'm not feeling what's happening there. If you are there, and if you know your uncle's going to speak to you about it, let him get it out for a little while and then keep it moving. I don't know if this has to be something where you let it affect this holiday, because I'm telling you, the people that are there this year, one or two won't be there next year. This is an evolving family that you are a part of, and people are getting older, people are leaving us, or some people might move away, and your ability to see these people that you might choose to not see this year might not be there next year. And when you never see somebody again, you'll always wonder, was it worth it to make a stand? And if you feel like it is, then do
the
it.
boundary's there, it needs to be there.
I think that's a fair point, but I'm going to harken back to Thanksgiving 2017 when someone at the dinner table brought up a political issue, and Roosevelt, my father, swiftly shut it down, that we would not be having this conversation.
Just said, this is over.
What did he say?
Just a boundary.
Can you say?
We won't be having this conversation.
And that's sometimes all you need is just a blanket boundary. This is also from,
I like it.
It's easy to understand for everyone. This is from the Tennessean, everyone. Some ideas on what to talk about instead of politics at Thanksgiving. I just want to get your take. Number one, talk about books that make you think.
Okay.
Again, not invited to my
No.
house.
That's very general.
My family would do that. I'm actually reading a biography of John Singer Sargent going to the show in Boston. It's a nerd. Okay, wake up. Number two, talk about food that brings back good memories. That's fun.
But you're eating food currently.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's actually a really great one because it's a jumping off point to so many other things. Like, there are certain dishes that we'll definitely have every year, and it's because someone who no longer is with us started, and then we'll talk about like, oh, well, this was pretty close, but you remember when she did it this way, or, you know, so it kind of starts like a whole other.
And food is general, right? It brings everyone together. It's like scents or vacations.
Yeah,
totally
unless you put raisins in something it doesn't belong in.
I put raisins in my tacos. Come after me.
No, you do not.
Come after me.
You shouldn't even have admitted that.
Number three, talk about music that evokes deep emotions.
What kind of tacos?
Regular tacos.
No, you
Beef
Yes, I do.
tacos? You put raisins
Beef
in?
tacos. It's a very deep secret with my mother. It goes
should
back to my
remain
grandmother.
very
No,
deep
if you haven't
secret.
tried it, it adds a tiny bit of sweetness, and then you mix it with the sour cream, the salsa, the lettuce, the tomato.
I
and
get a taco.
Okay, yeah, and you mix it all in, and there's
And
a
none
little
of
bit
those
sweetness.
involve a raisin,
You
by the
should-
way.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Okay.
No.
Number four, talk about the pets that warm your heart.
In quesadillas, too?
No, just tacos.
I'm going to push back on that one.
The pets?
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
We talk about pets all year,
Well,
all
it's
the
general.
time.
Well, you know what?
Everywhere we are.
There's
pets
a reason. It's universally loved.
But it's all the time, and sometimes I'd like to talk to my cousin I haven't seen in 2 years. And as soon as we start having any kind of conversation, look at the face the dog is making. And it throws everything off. The dog is hungry, everybody.
Tell me-
That's the only face it's making.
Well-
and it's fine, it's cute, but can we have an hour for the adults? An hour?
tell me what the dog
An hour?
It is the most
An
wonderful
hour.
time of the year for your pets because I'll tell you, my family's already here and we have two little ones, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And Spike is living his best
Is he getting all the food?
life.
Yeah.
There is so
much food.
on
That's
the
right.
floor.
Josie loves to clean
and
up.
He never gets anything
Best.
like that. He's living his best life.
The kids think Spike loves them. He's like, oh, he's following you around.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Spike's like, this is the best day. What about this as a theme or topic? What's been your favorite vacation?
I haven't taken a vacation.
Is it your personal favorite?
Yeah, each
because
person's.
generally that leads to the time where my family decided to go to Wisconsin Dells when I was a freshman in college.
Oh, and didn't take
But
you.
no one informed me that they were going, so I came home for the weekend, and at about midnight on Friday, I was like, where is everyone? And they went on a family vacation.
That's like a reboot of
without
Home
me.
Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's Chicago Home Alone.
Yeah.
You know, Chicago filmed there. Wisconsin Dells, it's just like, I think like everybody knows it, but it's a Chicago thing.
Paul Bunyan.
There you go.
Oh, man.
You got to go a little north. That's it.
Babe in the Blue Ox. All right, coming up on DBL, do not go away. Why? Because we're here, but also we're announcing the winner of our Sandals Trip Getaway. Plus, Chef Gernard is sharing a dish you can still prepare for your Thanksgiving meal. Guys, it's so easy. And Scott Wolf and Lacy Shabar from Party of Five talk about what it was like co-starring his brother and sister again, this time for a new Christmas movie.
they would be in the
Tori, are you
cartons, and it was the
excited about
best way to get
Thanksgiving
the
with your
whole
fam
family.
bam?
Yeah.
I will. Now, the one thing I didn't get to, Al, is this. It's not just politics that is people stressing out. So I want to know from you guys, are you one of these three? 75% are stressed because of increased spending and prices. That's fair. 81 are stressed because of national and international political issues. That's real. This is what's getting me. I'm anxious about travel. I have so much anxiety about there's supposed to be a storm of brewing like every year, and I'm really scared about the amount of people. We're taking our 2 senior dogs. I just don't like the travel. I just don't like the airport, the boarding. I don't like getting a water that's $18. I don't know what to eat. I eat poorly. I get like McDonald's a lot.
But I think
it's a bad
the reason
day
McDonald's
for me.
is so popular in the airport is because it's something familiar and something you know.
It's comforting, yeah.
It's really like comfort food in a very stressful environment.
But it's not like, it's just I'm dehydrated, and I'm always a little bit rude to Brooks.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just not I need to chill out.
It's very strange because you would think that people would look at the airport as, oh my goodness, there was a way for me to get home
it's
to the
awful.
East Coast in 3 hours. But
Right.
like
There's
if you
nothing
drove
pleasant.
that,
I know.
it would be probably like 22 hours.
So long.
So if you just
It's just unpleasant. Nothing about travel now is pleasant. And I feel like back in the day, maybe I was wrong, and it's a privilege for sure. It's like, oh, okay, well, you'll never know the answer. Welcome back to DBL. They were just kids when they starred in the hit 90s drama Party of Five. And now Lacy, Shabar, and Scott Wolf have reunited more than 2 decades later to ring in the holiday season with a new Hallmark movie. Earlier, we spoke with both of them about it. Check it out. Lacy and Scott, welcome to DBL.
Thank you so much. Good to see y'all.
Absolutely.
Scott, good to see you again, my friend. Lacy, been a fan for years, and speaking of years, it's been almost 30 since you started playing siblings on Party of Five. So what inspired you to this reunion, and does it feel so good?
Oh my gosh. I mean, since we wrapped Party of Five 23 years ago, I've hoped that we'd have the chance to do this. And, you know, when Scott had done another Hallmark movie, and a lot of people started saying, like, hey, why don't you guys do one together? Yeah. And Hallmark was so kind to find this beautiful story and let us be involved in the development in it. And I couldn't believe it. The first day that we were on set, it was very surreal to be standing there playing your sister again. And Scott is my favorite person, and there's no one better in the world, and it was just a joy.
She's my favorite person, and yes, it felt like from the minute anyone was like, hey, these two should do one of these together, we jumped at the chance. Thankfully, Hallmark was incredibly supportive and helped us develop this beautiful story about these siblings.
Lacy, in A Merry Scottish Christmas, you guys play siblings who actually don't get along. So I wanted to ask the opposite. Were there any pet peeves you knew about each other to add fire to that on-screen, I can't stand this kid?
No, that's a great question. Yeah. I actually found it challenging the first few days of filming. We started with those scenes where they're back in each other's lives, but you can tell that their relationship is fractured and that they've kind of lost their way with one another. And I was so excited to be standing there with you that I was just like, I had to remind myself that no, there's some like distance between us, and they're not really connecting in the way that you and I are actually connecting on a personal level. Right. So I actually found those scenes a bit more challenging. But we love that idea that, you know, the audience would find these people in a place where they had work to do on their relationship. Yeah. And then because of these unforeseen circumstances they find themselves finding out about in Scotland, about their family, the path that they end up navigating together is what leads them to remembering just how much they really do mean to one another and how much they need each other.
You guys are great actors because you have way too much love to be like hating on screen. Me and Tori, however, could have totally nailed this.
Oscar-winning performance!
You guys wouldn't even have to teach us what to do. We just go. All right, Lacy, quickly before we go, how are you feeling about all the new Mean Girls mania revolving around the new movie, the commercials? Jonathan Bennett, his family over here as well. So how are you feeling about all that?
It was so much fun to have that moment and to spend the day with Lindsay and Amanda, and we're all moms now. We were talking about our kids and reminiscing about the movie, and it's so nice to be a part of something that's as loved as that movie is, and it was really, really fun to have that experience.
That's fantastic. All right, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope we learn to love each other like you do. DBL Nation, you can watch A Merry Scottish Christmas now on the Hallmark Channel. It looks fantastic, and again, that audience who knows you cannot wait to see you again. I'm one of those people.
Me too.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh, thank you
Seriously.
so much.
We cannot
Thank you
wait.
so much for
Absolutely.
having us.
Congrats,
Thanks again.
guys.
Congrats. Mazel tov.
Happy holidays.
You too.
Happy holidays.
Welcome back to DBL. How's your pie game this Thanksgiving? Mine's pretty weak, but help is on the way. Earlier we spoke with Chef Gernard, who has a foolproof recipe for all of us to make sublime pie. Sublimes. Check it out.
So who's good looking and ready for some cooking? Please welcome to DBL, my favorite chef, Chef Gernard, my friend. All right, Chef, so today is a little different. Al's not with me, as you can see. Instead, I've got Tori, because she needs, you're pretty good, but you need a little help in the kitchen.
I need a little help.
That's what Chef is here for,
That's
am I
what
right?
Chef is here for. Okay, so Chef, I'm a good
here
cook.
just for you.
Thank you. But here's my thing. I can follow recipes really well, but I'm not adventurous like Jeff at all because I'm really afraid of messing up. I actually want to make some pies. Can you help me do that, Chef?
Absolutely. Too often do we get wrapped up in what? Making the crust.
Yeah.
I always say, save time, give back to your life and to your family. Just go to the store, freezer section, find your favorite store-bought pie crust.
Thank you.
All you do is then what you do is to make it yours. Just rub it with a little butter. As you can see here, I've already rubbed the crust. And boom. Now, we're going to make a pecan pie. I don't know about you, but I love a good pecan pie. So what we do is you take the bottom of that filling and you want to go ahead and put your pecans in the bottom of it.
Got it.
So you already got pretty much the hard part out the way, Tori.
Okay.
Now, a couple of things you need. Now, when we think about pecan pies, a lot of people think, oh, well, I want to get away from corn syrups and I want something that's just as good but just as fun and I don't have to feel as guilty. So I always say, swap out the corn syrup for maple syrup.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, see? Now you got rid of the corn syrup. Everybody can have fun this holiday season. Maple syrup, 100% pure maple syrup. Now what you want to do, you want to add maple syrup, you want to add butter, vanilla extract here. Now you really want to have fun, Tori. I always like adding pecan liqueur to my pies. Now I bet you really love that, Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah, so find your little pecan liqueur, Tori, boom, add it in. Get you 3 eggs. You want to add everything in a pot. Making pies sometimes are like dumping stirred. Now we added in our brown sugar. And once you get all of those added in together, you just take a little time, put on your favorite music, as I say, pour whatever it is you want to drink. You may want to add a little of that pecan liqueur to your glass and just give it a nice, good stir to make sure everything is all balanced out. If you guys can see what I'm looking at right here, you see this is how your filling look, and boom, it just pours right over the top of your pot. Let it bake for 1 hour. 1 hour is all you need, and you're gonna get this nice, beautiful crust.
My
Look at this.
gosh, I can do
Listen.
it.
I think you can.
Yes, look.
You know what, Chef? I think even Tori could do
I
this
can do
one.
it.
Chef, we love you so much.
Unbelievable.
DBL Nation, you can see, we love you. You can see the full recipe on our website. Also follow Chef on social and get his cookbook, Southern Inspired. You won't be disappointed.
No, you will
Available right now. What a great gift for the holidays
brilliant.
as well. Chef, we love you. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Remember, the holidays are coming up. Check them out. Steph, what do you have for us today?
Look at this.
What
We've got the
is that?
Sharper Image Spa Haven heated foot bath with massages.
Oh my.
There's also a pumice stone to smooth your calluses.
Ooh.
And for an even more spa-like experience, you can add your favorite essential oils.
Oh, I love that idea.
So normally this is $80. We have got it for just $39.99. That is saving 50%. And now look at this as well, Tori. Well, this is the 4-pack Laura Geller, always there, lengthening classic and waterproof mascara.
Nice.
The brush shape features soft and wavy fibers that deliver the perfect amount of pigment with the very first stroke. And they're backed by celebs like Paula Abdul, who says she cannot live without this makeup. We have got a very special early Black Friday price on this. Get ready. Normally, this is $96.
Okay.
We've got a 4-pack for $14. That's saving 85%.
I mean, that's got to be one of the best deals we've ever had.
Now look at this as well, Tori. I mean, this is girl heaven today.
Yes.
We've got the Crabtree and Evelyn 5-piece rose skin care set.
Lovely.
This best-selling collection brings together hydrating skincare, texture-transforming formulas, and the signature rose with attitude fragrance.
Yes.
So the best part is that we've got this set at an early Black Friday price.
Okay.
Normally it's $129. We have got a 5-piece set for $19.99. That's saving 85%.
That's a great, great deal.
And then last but certainly not least today,
Oh, cute.
we have got the Bear Paw shearling trim handbags.
Nice.
Bear Paw is known for making comfort look stylish, and these bags, well, they're no exception.
Wow.
Normally these bags range between $40 to $53.
Yeah.
But we've got them for $14.99. That is saving 72%.
I like all three of these. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or scan the QR code. It's right on your screen, and what it will do is take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. So thank you so much, Steph. Quick shout out to Emily, our closed captioner who helps DBL provide a great service. Thank you and enjoy your future career. But before we go, the time has come. We are so excited to announce the winner of our Sandals Giving Thanks Sweepstakes. Drum roll, please. Here we go. The winner is Michael Neubauer from Invergrove Heights, Minnesota. He and his wife Ruth watch on Care 11. Michael is a retired firefighter. We hope they enjoy their 4-day, 3-night stay at any Sandals resort. Thank you for watching, Michael. And again, thank you for your service as a firefighter.
It's hot down
It's going to be hot
Yeah,
down. That's right.
Michael. Yeah, brother.
See you next time.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No. Y'all,